This has been an incredible year. Just a year ago, I shared with you the Chamber's 3 top priorities for the year: jobs, more jobs, and better jobs. And then just a month later, we passed an infrastructure penny that's going to provide critical infrastructure to help to create jobs in Richland County and the city of Columbia. We helped to revitalize and restructure the CMRTA, and now we're going to have a transit system that can get people to and from work, and one that we can be proud of. Strong mayor. We believe that, like a business, having a single executive that does have strong powers will give our city an ability to move forward. Every single member deserves credit for participating in the success of these programs.
This year, the Small and Minority Business Council organized and led Small Business Week. This was a week-long event that included educational workshops, networking opportunities, luncheons, and there were over 100 businesses in attendance. We hosted the Business Spotlight Recognition Program in conjunction with the City of Columbia. This recognition was for small businesses and entrepreneurs in the Midlands to highlight their contributions to our economy here.
This year we graduated 58 leaders in the 40th class of Leadership Columbia. This year's class was able to contribute 1,150 of their own hours to this project, which equated to $23,000 of labor that they put into this project. They collected over 2,500 books and secured over $1,600 of community donations, and they were able to engage 172 volunteers.
Throughout this year, the Military Affairs Committee and the Chamber of Commerce has really focused on preserving those operations and activities that we have at Fort Jackson and at McIntyre. The National Chamber of Commerce and the Greater Columbia Chamber of Commerce have teamed up to offer a hiring fair at Fort Jackson. So the Hiring Our Heroes job fair allows us to bring in about 80 employers who want to hire people with a military background. I realize that the way that this region has become the most military-friendly community in America is because of one person, and that is the CEO and the president of our Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Ike McLeese. Ike has had the vision and the drive and the networking to get this entire community involved and to understand the value of Fort Jackson, McIntyre, and these installations that are in our community. And he has been the driving force about what we've accomplished over the past few years.
Columbia Opportunity Resource, also known as CORE, is a strategic partner of the Greater Columbia Chamber of Commerce. CORE really works to engage and retain that local talent right here to be able to reinvest back into the Columbia community. Over the course of the year, we've had 6 sellout Table for 6 events in which around 170 aspiring leaders were able to connect with about 40 seasoned professionals. One of the main things that CORE stands on is volunteerism, and we really have done a fantastic job of linking about 7,500 volunteers, friends, members of CORE into various events throughout the Columbia region. Some notable include the World Beer Festival, Ingenuity's Ignite, as well as the USNC Mud Run. From these events and the volunteer hours, we have been able to see roughly $160,000 worth of volunteer hours put back into the Columbia community.
I think the best way to think about the relationship between the foundation and the Chamber is that we work together, we collaborate. Our goals are very similar. The goals of the foundation are often accomplished through working with and through the Chamber. And the first campaign was initiated with the vision, really, that by working together we can accomplish so much more than working independently and separately. It was such a success over the first 5 years that we wanted to reinvest. Our investors believed in us, and so we kicked off a campaign to raise $4 million. We're about 75% of the way through that now, and very successful campaign so far.
The Chamber's leadership in helping us finally get Bull Street done was essential. Commissioning Harry Miley's economic impact study And then after that, providing the advocacy work and working behind the scenes, making sure that everyone was well apprised of all the details, all the facts. It's a game changer. We recognize that because of the Chamber's help, now Bull Street is going to be a reality. The business-friendly task force is long overdue, and having the opportunity to work with the Chamber as well as with Richland County has been essential in helping us transform Columbia into what we know it can be. I would challenge anyone to look at the major successes that Columbia, Richland County, and Lexington County have had over the last 2 decades. And I will tell you that the fingerprint of the Chamber has been involved in every single one of those successes.
What an amazing amount of work that's been done this year, and what an amazing result that our volunteers, our elected officials, and others have been able to accomplish in just 1 short year. New membership is up over 400 people. In just 3 days, 200 volunteers recruited 213 new members. It's not just the Chamber that made this happen, it's a lot of collaborative efforts. It's all kind of elected officials, it's all kind of people from the faith community, from other businesses, from the civic communities, all decided that these were community goals that had to be met, and we all came together to make these things happen. Not the Chamber, not us, but all of us together.